Can you hear me now? No idea. Okay. Hello everyone. Hello, welcome. Can you all hear me? Yes? Good. So welcome everyone. Um, Today we are going to do a full session. Hello Devon. Hello everyone, beautiful souls. Today we're going to talk about healing, life force, energy, and in general how to evolve in the spiritual path. I've got all all things to explain today. So healing. Hello Bethany. Hello everyone. What triggers us? This is a question that we need to go deep within and ask ourselves, what is it that triggers us? During my healing, there are a lot of things that trigger me. And sometimes we think we dealt with some old wounds, and yet those old wounds come back around, and it feels like we haven't healed. It feels like it's still so raw. I don't know if that happened to you. And this is because the spiritual path is a spiral. So we think we are moving away from things and we learn how to handle them. And that is an illusion we come, but from a different perspective, right? So what happened inside of us is that those triggers, those wounds are so old that we subconsciously create a proper addiction to them. And I know this sounds crazy, but we actually become addicted to that trigger. An old story, an old state of being, a label that we give to ourselves, like we were the victim, we were mistreated, the pain we hold on almost like it's still happening now. And the classical example for this is with parents. Who is who is able to treat you most in your life? For sure is still your parents, isn't it? And this is what happens. We create an addiction for a version of ourselves, or for a feeling that for so long we have made feel in different situations, of course, and every one of us is different. So every one of us have specific triggers that snap you immediately in a disempowered state, in a sad state, in a victim mentality, drowning into pain and sufferance. Do you resonate with that? Does any one of you have an example of triggers that still today drive you mad, or triggers that still today keep you in a loop of reaction? Because when those specific triggers come around, you cannot help yourself with not reacting. Any of you have similar, like related with family, or simply wounds of the past from, you know, if you have been in narcissistic relationship, there are maybe certain sentence or certain things that narcissistic people do and drive you straight back into the memory. I don't know if that happened to you. But anyway, so we become addicted to certain state of being, and we are not meant to let go and remove the wounds like nothing happened, because that is not even realistic and that is not possible. The pain, the hurt, the wounds, it's here, and the only tool we can use, it's love, unconditional love. It's the way that we heal it. But we ended up often in a self-torturing cycle, um, and that is the danger of this, when we become addicted to these triggers. And many people, your conscious mind will be like, no, I'm not. I react only when these things come around. But the truth is that we do. We become addicted to remembering the wounds and the pain, and we're still dealing with that hurt. To fix it, we need to understand a few things. So first of all, we can't just let it go, the touch, and you know, and like wash your hands about it. You need to be loving and accepting of the fact that in one point in your life somebody didn't make you feel whole. And so right now we can ask ourselves, why this trigger it's still working if I feel whole? Because when you feel whole, triggers should fall down, or anyway they will not able to create that same reaction in you, that same emotional vortex in which you find yourself going down and dying inside of it. It's like that trigger resurrect all the pain, all the memory. You understand? Mm-hmm. Yes, so embracing it and allowed this emotion to come out, and you nurture yourself and you allow them to be, it's a very good practice. But sometimes what we don't realize is that we become addicted even to them. We become addicted to feel this pain, so we become addicted to recreating every day, reinforcing the feeling of not being whole or not being fine. And we create those dangerous circumstances. And I noticed myself, I have a couple of examples that about my personal life that might can be helpful. But my parent never understood me, and my parents never supported me. I never received emotional support, and I never received support in general. I always received conditional love. So if I would obey to certain things, if I would be controlled, they would love me. If I wasn't controllable, then I needed to move out of the house, because in the house you need to be controlled. If you don't want to be controlled, you can go and live your life out there. So for many years I moved out of my house and I thought that I got my power back, but yet my family, every time I interact with them, they bring up this feeling to me. Still 10 years later, it's literally 10 years later, even more, that I left my house, 12 years. 13. They still, when we interact, they still trigger me, and I still ended up exact the same little girl 10 years ago, feeling in exact the same way, victim, not comprehend, not supported, and they subconsciously don't do it on purpose. But they trigger me almost every week. And so energetically, when we allow those triggers in that same past version of us, and manifestation wise, this means that we are manifesting the same brokenness, the same victimism, the same pain here now. And so this energetical signature that we emit to the universe, it's like reinforcing the same thing day after day, day after day, or week after week. And every one of us have different triggers. Some people get triggers by relationships, partners. Some people are afraid of rejection. There are a vast range of wounds, right? And you get exactly like PT, exactly that. So we create every time we answer to that trigger, we create the same vibration all over again. So what are we stating to the universe? We are stating that we are still not whole. We are still not in the power. Someone else, something else has still the ability to make you feel a certain way. So yes, reconditioning, but how do we recondition? How do we recondition? Because being harsh on yourself and beating yourself up when you follow trap to those triggers, that is not helpful either. So how are we gonna do it? And this is what it can help you to create a new answer to those triggers, so that we at least can shift a tiny bit the vibration, so that we're not stating that we are actually in the same situation of 10 years ago, but we are more empowered, we are more present, we are more grounded, and therefore we are more whole. And when you feel closer to wholeness, the universe will give you more wholeness, will give you more everything, basically. So because our mind, this is in our subconscious, okay? So all these things are deeply imprinted in our subconscious mind. Waking up in the morning and devoting 10 or 15 minutes only on listening to your state of being already, like how you are feeling, what are the vibrations that come out of your body. And sorry, when we give this time, okay, before, to project our mind and our focus into dopamine, because this is what we do. When we wake up, we are looking for dopamines. We're looking for things that give us some kind of incentive to get out of bed. So for some of us it's coffee, for some of us it's the phone, emails, for some of us it's control. At least for me, I need control. So in the morning I would grab my phone and make sure that all my appointments are settling right, and I have my caffeine and dopamine. I need to keep myself occupied. And sometimes we do this. I don't know if this is something that happens to you too, guys, but we do this because we actually want to avoid the 10 minutes in the morning, or 10 or 15 minutes in the morning. If we focus in unknown, actually, we might be able to manifest more unknown. And the unknown is not something bad. The unknown is something that you haven't explored. Unknown is a place in which your head cannot predict, cannot sense. So if you think about when you open your eyes and you start to think about all your days and everything you have to do and your appointment and the order, and your mind goes, oh, I've got to call Carlo and Pino, and I've got to see Mario, and I have to do this and I have to do that. We are projecting our focus, our precious focus, and we basically create the day in our head even before it happens. And sometimes we project and we produce also the focus of the people and things that might trigger us. Oh my god, I got to talk with my mother today. Or, oh my god, I got to deal with this person today. And we give our precious energy, our precious focus, and we create a known reality, a reality that we know, and we predict. And instead, a good exercise is to focus it on the total unknowing, like the unknown. So how do you focus in nothing? Have you guys have any experience on focusing in nothing? So not having an intention meditation or a visualization meditation, but simply allow yourself to focus in nothing. Is the emptiness, is the abyss, is the mystery, is the unknown. And we learn to manifest more surprise and non-predictable things, and one old story of ourselves, with this old version of ourselves, with the old triggers. So we are actually really attached to who we are and our stories and what triggers us and what not, and it's very predictable almost. And in our mind, that old story, that old pattern, that old sensation, that old labels are very predictable. So if we try to move and focus in the unknown and just feel expansion, we focus on feeling an energetical expansion. It's a focus expansion because the unknown is big, the unknown is vast, the unknown, it's open and doesn't have, there is everything in there. Chaos and order is in the unknown. Expansion and contraction can be in the unknown. So we allow that, and you will start your deconditioning by doing the opposite of what is. So if most of the time we need control, we need plans, or we go over in our head as soon as you open your eye, oh, today I've got to do this, and the washing machine guy is coming at 7 o'clock, and I got to pick up the children at 2, and we again work in an autopilot mode. And this is the reason why, by shifting in a non-predictable way, in a non-typical way, we learn slowly how to deprogram this subconscious mind that is already rooted in his way. And we learn to create new neural connection, new brain connection. We create new one pathways as well, yeah. And that can be done in the morning and in the evening, even when you go to bed. Focus on the unknown and the feeling on expansion. When you are driving, it makes you feel the next level, even if you don't know what the surprise look like. But this is the unknown, and we are so conditioned, so we are so in one side of the spectrum all our life. Subconsciously we have been guided to one side of the spectrum all our life. This is all we know since we were very small. You are a good kid, you are a bad kid. This is good, this is bad. This is good for you, this is bad for you. We categorize our whole life. So the need of moving and switching between those two categories that we created, these two fix. We are like this. My father and my mother are like that. It's all programmed. So moving into the opposite of whatever we do is actually really helpful and really clever. Now today is not meditation, Katie, beautiful. Today is a podcast and a lesson. If you want to meditate, there are my tracks that you can check. There are new tracks as well, if you want to check them out. But for today I'm just gonna speak about practical steps that we can create in order to answer better to those old triggers and to change a little bit this programmed version of ourselves, and this need of control and this need of constantly putting our focus in things that we already know. How life can change if we constantly put our focus in things that are predictable. All our life become like that, and the past is still haunting us. So from our day-to-day activity, from our lifestyle and memories of the past, we are basically constantly into a predictable mode. I'm always the victim when I call my mother. I'm always understood. I always fight to have attention. I always fight to have validation, and I'm improving. So, I mean, I'm not saying this because I'm superior from you in any sort of any kind. We're all into this healing journey. But what helped me is to be able to be still when those triggers come along. And I learned that thanks to this expansion and this focus that I put into the unknown. Because when those triggers come around, I can already see that it's gonna be a predictable end. It's gonna be already an old story. It's gonna be something that I know already. And so I put all my strength and all my mental power into the unknown. So I answer to those triggers in a new way, or I wait to, I manage to stay still and breathe it through and ask for new patterns, new non-predictable scenarios. I crave now unpredictable scenarios. I crave them in my day, and I crave them when I see my triggers coming for me. I will not allow myself to go back into the predictable. Yes, we are the black sheep, we are, but at the same time, you know, being the black sheep, I used to be super, I used to be angry at the fact that my family were not aware of their love me unconditionally. And now I realize how much I needed that. And yes, they hurt us. Yes, we felt the pain. But we needed that, because if it was the opposite, I wouldn't be the person that I'm today. I wouldn't have left my house. I wouldn't have done the experience that I had. I wouldn't have become a fighter, or I wouldn't have discovered the fire in me if everything would have been handed to me. So every time those wounds and those triggers come along, we learn to breathe, recognize it, and craving something different, a change of scenario, a change of the script. And so that we can move into a different persona. We can move, finally, we can let go of old stories, old narratives, old energy hooks. Because what they are, it's literally energy hooks. They hook you to feel again that pain, or to prove yourself, or to beg for love, or to feel misunderstood, or whatever it is. Or if it's with a boyfriend or a girlfriend, like being rejected or being controlled, narcissistic, like all sort. Or even in life experience, like job situations, if we constantly feel triggered by the environment that we are in, and we don't, I had a lot of people that I coach that they have some issues even around jobs, of feeling that the job that they go for, they're always expecting too much from them, and then they never get valued for, and then they repeat this program in all the job that they find until they put themselves into. And it's a hard one, because we developed a subconscious addiction to this, and sometimes it's hard to admit it, because I still struggle to admit it, but it's true, because I can see it. I can see my being reacting, and I can see my being literally go back in time to that little girl, and it's I am putting myself through that. I became addicted to this. I will be always, you see, the black sheep. I will be always the one that goes against all the rules, and she will never be happy though. She will be alone and unhappy, and nobody will understand her, and nobody will validate her, and nobody will support her. And this can go for many other scenarios anyway. This is just my scenario because it's easier to talk, but this scenario goes even in relationship. I'm always the one rejected, or I'm always the one that doesn't get recognized for its value, and it become an addiction, and we look for it at times. So this awareness, just trying to bring back this awareness. Yeah, I mean, we can battle, of how much injustice we've been through. We can keep battle and arguing, even the need to be right. We want to find a way to be free, to be happy, and to manifest a higher version of yourself, to manifest a different vibration, a signature around you. And to basically to level up, and to take our life to a next level. It's like a death and rebirth, like the phoenix from the ashes, or the serpent gets stuck in a loop of familiar emotion that we love to be in it, even though it's painful. We don't realize that we actually look for them. Sometimes we can't wait that triggers take us back again into that vortex, and you drown, and this is all you know. This is all you know. So how can you level up? How can you lose that skin? How can you lose that things, and understand that is the past, that is no longer you, that now you are whole. You don't need to beg for nobody to see it. You don't need nobody to give you the validation that you are. You don't need nothing if not more connection to the fact that you are whole. How many of you do recognize a similar traits, maybe in different scenarios, or in different slightly maybe different scenario, but it's the same energetical feeling? Is it with your mother? Is it with your father? Is it with partnership? Is it with job situation? I just want to hear from you, what are your triggers, so that I can explain a bit better. Or even if it's like, sometimes I'm so used to the thing that I want to do, or the thing that I want to work, I always get stopped in some way or the other. Like, every time I was trying to create a project, or work in a certain way, or open a business, in some way or the other, I failed at it. And this feeling perpetuated in my mind. Sometimes when I want to go live, my mind would say to me, oh, but something will happen in this life. The connection, any small things are we doing this? In how many small subconscious way are we doing this? and what all of those mechanisms are creating energetically around us. And so what are we manifesting? Relationship. Yeah. Okay. Yes. So all of these things is amazing that we are all. Oh, and thank you for the donation. I wanted to. I forgot to say. All donation are appreciated. Remember that what you give will come back. And I'm trying to give you right now. Yes. So are we ready to face the truth that yes, nobody cannot invalidate your feelings, and this has to be really clear. Nobody will invalidate my feelings. We know, we know how much we suffered. We know injustice. We saw the pain, and we're valid in that feeling. You are recognized in that feeling. But at the same time, we need to have the strength to see our addiction to that feeling. We need to be able to face our addiction to that feeling. And we need to be open enough and supported by divine love, because we are, I promise you, we are. We have to be open enough now. And the universe will force you over and over those triggers until you don't smash your head to the conclusion that will either move you up or bring you right back down. Like time didn't even exist, and you're still feeling exactly like that same day until you're gonna go to the graveyard. We have been so much into this darkness, and now I feel I want to cry. But we have been so much into this darkness that sometimes is all we know. Even sometimes it's very subconscious. But we still hold on to those things. So it's not anymore the trigger. The trigger is old. The trigger is well known. The trigger is not the issue anymore. The issue is, why are you in love with this trigger? Why do you give it power still if it's an old trap? So actually we might gonna do some meditation today. I think I changed my mind. Because I think it will be good. So every time we feel the old triggers, the old story, the old things that we react to, and the addiction to this old feeling, we focus into this new thing, because we need something new to shake, something that it's so eradicate, like so based on the past and old pattern and the known, the predictable. You don't trying to be something that you're not, but you breathe and you summon something new, the unknown. And if it's necessary to create more boundaries, then we will have to create more boundaries. If you know that the text message of your mother set you on fire, perhaps it's better to say to your mother not to text you at that time, or not to text you, and you will reach out when it's time. And in other situation, let me see, sorry, rejection, unjudged in a relationship, like, yeah, if you constantly manifest a relationship that then they reject you and they judge you, this means that you are still in that feeling of lack and neediness, that you allow the wrong people into your environment, because when you are whole, you attract whole people. Whole people do not need to judge you, and whole people doesn't need to reject you. And whole people, both, if you have the encounter of two whole people, they actually deal well with the rejection. Why? Because rejection is not the issue. The issue, I can be rejected. That is just part of life. It's like life and death. Sometimes I can cross the road and a bus is gonna run me over. I accept that stuff cannot go in the right way, and I accept that people can reject me, and I accept that I deserve people that want me for how I am. And there are people out there and they will always want you exactly how you are. And if you find yourself becoming needy and then get rejection, that is still something in you. Because what is, they were not meant for me. If Romani reject me, I will just jump to the next. So we all become way more at peace and whole, and we summon this feeling, we summon it, even though it's painful, even though it's difficult, because you want so bad to fall trap of that trigger again. You can feel the emotion coming, you can feel taking you back 10 years, like nothing happened, like not even, your life didn't even go on. And the more we understand that learning to be whole and still doesn't mean nobody is invalidating your feeling. Your feelings are still there, your feelings are still valid, you're still seen, is everything okay? But this is an old story, it's an old video game. It's literally like playing Mario and falling trap on the same bloody level. It's like after a while it's like, okay, I see the trap, I see it. I see it, and it's okay. You know, I'm validated. I love so much to go in that way, and I cannot understand that that is a trap, and I just carry on doing it in every level, But levels are years, and levels are time. So we need to see for what it is. We detach from Mario. We detach even from from the gamer, for the avatar we choose, for the same avatar we choose, you realize that is your avatar and this is you. That avatar have been, that avatar, we change our bones, our every cell, every 7 years, we change completely. Our, there is no one cells in the body, no one bones that doesn't get completely changed and regenerated every 7 years. This is scientific. So we need to understand that avatar, that meaty body was us, but we're not that anymore. We don't have no one cell that is that anymore. And so we learn this wholeness, because when you understand that you are not that avatar, so it's not your life really, you understand, oh, I can choose. I can choose to take this avatar and today not fall trap to that thing again. And I choose this avatar and I'm gonna go in this way this time. Or I'm gonna mix it up a little bit. If in the past I used to cry, this time I'm gonna laugh. If they used to have a hold, a hook on me, I'm gonna laugh in front of their faces. We change it up. We need to go into the non-predictable. And we can have fun, we can detach from it. Like, play it. Yeah, I used to love Mario too. And all the songs, like, yeah. But so, let's do some breathing. What do you think? And I'm gonna ask you to imagine that that situation that triggered is right here, right now. What are we gonna do? We're gonna do this. We're gonna inhale. 1. Feel the expansion. Release. And we release our old reaction, our old way of being. We detach from what is. We can move in and out of this avatar. So let's do it again. 3, 2, 1. Inhale and hold. Release. I am whole. I am whole already. There is nothing to prove, nothing to repeat. I am whole already. Inhale, hold it in, feel the expansion, and release. I release this addiction to this state of being. I release my need to be in the darkness. I release my need to feel the victim, to feel lack. Inhale again. Hold in. Expand your thoracic and release. I no longer need this pain. This pain comes from the past, not the now. Inhale again. break. We break energetical bonds. Can you see it? It's an energetical, because it's in our solar plexus. Because our solar plexus is our power. So those energetical hooks are here to remove your power. And this is what they do, because they reinforce your lack. They reinforce your disempowerment. They reinforce your victim, your pain, your inadequacy. Because this is what they make us feel. We are the black sheep. We are the weirdo. So why are we allowed in this energetical cord to suck our power away? And you can really feel it if you become more centered and aware when those things are happening. You will feel it. They're sucking your power. They're literally sucking it, so that you don't have any more power to manifest what you need. Because you see, we are dwelling on these things is because we are not whole right now. If we are able to manifest everything we need, if we are able to manifest a new family, perhaps a new soul tribe, people that really support you, people that really uplift you, people that really care of how you feel, people that validate your feeling, people that are there cheering up for you like cheerleaders, you wouldn't even, your family will call you and you will be like, dude, I'm happy, I'm fine, what do you want? Like, I've got people here. Or if it's rejection, same thing. Like, if you manifest people that accept you for who you are, why would you still care at the people that keep rejecting you? So when we allow this to happen, it's because we are giving our power away. We're giving our power away to keep active a version of the past that we're not, and to keep those people active. These people still suck, and they enjoy to see that in you. They enjoy to see the trigger, the state that you go to, the way that they can take you back in time. So let's repeat it again. We have only 5 minutes. 3, in and exhale. I am whole. Repeat with me. I break energetical bonds to something that no longer am. Inhale again. Hold it in and release. I release my addiction to this pain. I release my addiction of entertaining energy and people and circumstances that do not have my highest interest at heart. And now we're going to inhale this gold dust. 3, 2, 1, inhale. We release this black dust. And we feel, just focus on the feeling of expansion. We are creating a new persona, a non-predictable persona. We are opening the wings like the phoenix. From the pain and the darkness we open, we knew nothing can get our attention no more. Not the past, at least. We're free now. Namaste. If if you have any question, beautiful. And if you, feel free to leave me messages, even on my little group chat. That we do not have to do this, and we are all in this together, but we don't have to do this. We don't have to go back and giving power to things and situations that really doesn't serve us. We are better than this. We are bigger than this. We are whole. Our heart is radiating with so much vitality and so much beauty and wonder for the world, and the injustice that we received made our purpose bigger in this life. The injustice that we received as a children or during our life are making us such a different people. We are in another level. So please, let's try together not to fall down into that level that they want us to be in. They want to keep us over there, and we are over here. Thank you, beautiful. Thank you for all your donation, and enjoy this beautiful Monday. And if you want to check my tracks, I'm sure the song will help you. And remember, the unknown and the feeling of expansion is way better than dwelling into the known, into the past, into the old. We're not contracting anymore. We're not contracting anymore. We're expanding. So even when these triggers come and you can feel yourself being sucked, remember, you can change it. And you can expand, you can open, you can be whole, you can be different, you can be untouchable. I love you. And I feel so emotional today, God, such a day. We are really powerful beings, okay? Mwah. Enjoy the day and see you next time.